Question.
As we all sit here, we try to figure out and look back and reflect what we could have done in our character and our integrity that might have cost us something. My character and my integrity is the most important thing I value about myself as a person, both personally and professionally. And I can't think of some way that I've compromised who I am to question that. I'm like Donna. In the last 3 years, we've had to lay off 20% of the people that have worked for us. Those are difficult things. Those are hard things. So all I can think about is those people, as Donna mentioned, where it didn't really question my integrity. But it's difficult to let those people go when they have no responsibility for these economic conditions and why we have to do what we do. Thank you.
Now we're going to have closing statements. Since we started in alphabetical order, we're going to go in reverse alphabetical order. Each person will have 3 minutes, starting with Donna Meyer.
First, I want to thank all of you for taking time. I'm really humbled to see that so many of us are concerned about what's happening in our country and really are here because they want solutions. And I hate to use the word change because change so far has not been good. What we're looking for is restoration. And I really do believe that we're here to do that. But I want to go back. I want to go back to a couple of topics. One, Karen mentioned. She mentioned that Cuba may be laying off 100,000 federal employees. I want to tell you that everyone in Cuba is a federal employee. They have no economy in Cuba. The economy is controlled by the government. And they earn about the equivalent of $121 a month. That's what happens because the government makes a lot of promises. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. And when they control everything, then they can pay you what they want, do what they want. They control you. So whether or not they lay people off, they haven't paid people for years. Their money's worthless. So I think a lot of that we hear is rhetoric from Cuba to try to get us to change or alter our immigration policy. The wet foot, dry foot policy is a failed policy. It's a game of hide and seek or a game of tag. I think it's ridiculous, and certainly we do need meaningful immigration law from Cuba. And I also want to go back and touch upon the 2007 spending status. How many people in this room are making as much money today as they made in 2007? I think everybody's making less for the most part. Why in the world would we want to spend at a government level what we can't afford to pay? In 2007, the country was making money. I don't want to go back to that. We need to get government off our backs. We need to reduce spending. Proposals to get us to write expenses for government at a time when the economy was strong, at a time where the economy is weak, we can't do that. We have to stop the smoke and mirrors political games that government is playing, that are playing with our very freedom, our very lives, and our very economies. We have to stop that. And I think what we have to do is we have to make a decision in the next few days to vote for someone, and I think all of us standing up here, I think all of us have the best intentions. I think all of us want to see our country go back to the basic values, family values, economic values. I think we all want to see that. But I think we need to make the decision for those who you think actually understands firmly what we must do. I ask all of you, I ask you for your vote, I ask you for your support. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
I want to echo Donna, man, thank you for coming out tonight. I know this is probably not your favorite thing, but since American Idol is no longer showing this, I know you had a free reading. You're the silent majority. And we're no longer silent, are we? No. How many of you have now gotten active for the very first time in your life because you know something's going to change? You know, as well as I, the crossroads are here. That's why we're here tonight. That's what the change, or the expression, we're going to bring in November. We're going to be a shock to these people. To defeat Debbie Wasserman Schultz, we have to band together. Regardless of what t-shirt you're wearing tonight, we have got to defeat that woman, Debbie Wasserman. Down Don over a year ago, and he told me, son, you're fighting one of the biggest political machines I know of, but here's how you can win. You can't outspend her, so don't try to raise a bunch of money because it's a futile attempt. What you want to do is build an army, and an army we've built. We've had hundreds upon hundreds of people going door to door. That's how we're going to take this district down. That's how we're going to beat Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She might have the TV, she might have the literature, but she ain't got the boots on the ground. We have that. Second, you really want to take a look at what the responsibilities of your congressman is going to be. I have started companies from nothing and built them into over 135 employees. I've taken companies that have failed and turned them around. That's what I've done in my life, and that's what I want to do for you in D.C. If there's ever a time to elect a business person with no political experience whatsoever, that time is now, and I'm that candidate. My platform is built on two principles, and two principles alone. It's based on you, the individual, and our Constitution of these United States. Because I believe in you, the individual, can best decide what car you want to buy, what light bulb you want to buy, what doctor you want, what procedure you need, not Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I believe in our Constitution that if we follow the guidelines that our founding fathers put in force 234 years ago, based on our divine right, our God-given rights, then it will solve every problem we ever had, including the problems that were created by not following the Constitution in the first place. My name is Robert Lowry. I'm the strongest candidate to defeat Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Yes, thank you to all three clubs for organizing this tonight. Thank you, Richard, very much. You only get to listen to us for 2 minutes on each question and 1 minute in a rebuttal. So you have to ask yourself, which person standing up here do you feel has the most character, the most integrity, and of course the ability to beat Debbie Wasserman Schultz? I truly feel that I'm the person that can beat Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I'm sorry, Anna, do you have something?
Me? I'm just laughing at what I'm borrowing money.
Okay. It takes integrity. And I have been a part of this community for over 42 years. We are successful small business owners. We are tied to the people in this community. Our campaign has worked extremely hard to get our message out, to get our boots on the ground. We have over 200 people working on our campaign. We are very proud of all of our endorsements and everything that has happened. You have to decide on your drive home if you haven't already picked a candidate. And looking around the room tonight, I know about 80% of you. So there are just a few of you left to convince. Recently I went to church, and the pastor asked at the beginning of the sermon, who stole our nation? And it's easy for us to sit around and blame every other party and every other leader. But more so, by the end of the sermon, he didn't really ask who stole our nation. It's did we let go? I am running for office because I am not willing to let go of this great country. I believe in what the Founding Fathers have done, and I believe in the Constitution. And our government has been growing for 4 decades. It is time we put people in office that are willing to fight for all of us. Because never before in our country's history has so much been at stake. And I can promise you that I will give Debbie Wasserman Schultz a run for her money. Because we have nothing to lose but our freedoms. And I am a woman of business, I am a mother, a grandmother, a cancer survivor, a Christian, and most importantly, I am a fighter. If you give me the opportunity, I will give you 110%, and I will fight for you.
Well, a round of applause for coming out here tonight. Thank you all for coming. We're going to get a package for the Republicans. Once again, get involved in your local Republican clubs. Make phone calls, walk precincts, donate your time and your money. Stand behind all of our Republican nominees this November. Early voting starts Monday. Absentee ballots are out. And Election Day is August 24th in this primary. I want to thank Kenny Sullivan for the audio.